If every human on Earth decided today to drain the ocean completely, not a single drop of water would disappear in any meaningful way, even if we used every pump, every machine, and every piece of technology humanity has ever built. This is not because we lack motivation or intelligence, but because the ocean is operating on a physical scale that human engineering simply cannot compete with. The idea of draining the ocean sounds simple at first, like removing water from a giant container. But the moment we apply real numbers, real physics, and real geological constraints, the entire idea collapses. The ocean is not just deep, it is vast, constantly replenished, structurally complex, and physically hostile to any attempt at large-scale removal, and by the end of this video, it will be clear why this is one challenge humanity will never overcome. To understand why the ocean cannot be drained, we first need to understand what we are actually dealing with in terms of volume. The world's oceans contain roughly 1.3 billion cubic kilometers of water. This number is so large that it loses meaning unless we compare it to human capabilities. The largest pumping systems humans have ever built, including those used for flood control, mining, and land reclamation, move water on the scale of cubic meters per second, sometimes thousands or tens of thousands at best. Even if we combined every major pump system on Earth and ran them continuously, without interruption, it would take millions of years to remove even a fraction of the ocean's total volume. And that calculation assumes the ocean is not being refilled, which in reality it constantly is. The ocean is part of a closed planetary system known as the water cycle. Water evaporates, forms clouds, falls as rain, flows through rivers, and returns to the sea. If humans somehow began removing ocean water at an unprecedented scale, evaporation would immediately begin replacing it. Rainfall would intensify, river flow would increase, and groundwater systems would shift to restore balance. The planet actively resists large imbalances in water distribution. You are not fighting a container of water. You are fighting a planetary system designed to move water back into the ocean. Depth creates another impossible barrier. The average depth of the ocean is nearly 4 kilometers, and in many places it is far deeper. As depth increases, pressure rises dramatically. At depths of just 1 kilometer, the pressure is already crushing to most machinery. At the deepest trenches, the pressure exceeds 1,000 times atmospheric pressure. Any system designed to extract water from those depths would need to survive conditions that destroy steel, deform solid structures, and rapidly degrade electronics. Pumps that work near the surface simply cannot function at extreme depth for long periods, and building trillions of pressure-resistant extraction systems is far beyond any realistic industrial capacity. Even if depth and pressure were not an issue, the ocean floor itself creates another unsolvable problem. The seabed is not smooth or sealed. It is fractured, porous, and geologically active. Water moves through cracks in the crust, interacts with magma, and circulates through hydrothermal systems. Attempting to drain the ocean would not just involve removing surface water, but also water locked within sediments and crustal layers that continuously leak back out. You would be trying to drain a container with no bottom. Then there is the issue of scale versus energy. Removing water requires energy, and the amount of energy required increases with depth and volume. The total energy output of human civilization, including all power plants combined, is insignificant compared to the energy needed to lift ocean water against gravity on a planetary scale. Even redirecting the entire global energy supply exclusively to pumping ocean water would barely make a measurable difference. Nature operates with energy budgets that dwarf human industry. There is also nowhere for the water to go. Draining implies relocation, not destruction. Water cannot simply be eliminated. If humans attempted to store the ocean's water elsewhere, it would require containers larger than continents, sealed against leakage, and capable of holding pressures equivalent to the deep sea. Evaporating it into the atmosphere would destabilize climate systems so severely that global temperatures, storms, and precipitation patterns would spiral out of control long before any meaningful reduction occurred. Technology does not solve this problem because technology scales linearly, while the ocean scales exponentially. Human systems are designed for local control: cities, coastlines, flood zones. The ocean is a planetary feature shaped by gravity, rotation, heat transfer, and geological time. There is no technological shortcut around those forces. This is why even smaller projects, like draining shallow seas or permanently lowering sea levels in limited regions, are either abandoned, temporary, or maintained at enormous ongoing cost. The ocean always pushes back. It fills space, exploits weakness, and reasserts equilibrium. Humanity can redirect water briefly, but it cannot remove the ocean any more than it can turn off gravity. In the end, the idea of draining the ocean fails, not because humans are incapable, but because the ocean is not something to be conquered mechanically. It is a dynamic, self-correcting system that exists at a scale where human ambition becomes irrelevant. The ocean remains where it is because the planet itself demands it. Why can't humans drain the ocean, even with modern technology? This video explains the real physical, geological, and technological reasons why removing the ocean is impossible, no matter how advanced humanity becomes. We explore ocean volume, depth, pressure, energy limits, the water cycle, and why the planet constantly restores balance. This is not science fiction, but real physics and real planetary constraints that show just how small human engineering is compared to Earth's systems.